It's high school playoff football time here on WOSN. We are here at Lima Stadium tonight as LCC taking on Crestview. Looking forward to an outstanding matchup versus the number 7 seed and the number 15 seed, although Crestview not looking a whole lot like a number 15 seed right at the moment. Patrick Hamler, Dave Bowen here with you. Looking forward to a tremendous matchup. Crestview, of course, advancing one of the 3 15-seed teams in the state of Ohio to advance last week, taking on LCC, and they're hoping that this time around facing the Thunderbirds is a little different than it has been the last couple of years.
Well, Patrick, it's great to be your wingman tonight for this playoff football game action, and you're right. The 15-seed Crestview Knights going against LCC. It's going to be a great game. Yeah, that 15-seed for Crestview may be a little bit of an underrated misnomer piece there with what they did against the Calvert Senecas last week, but it's a tremendous team in LCC. They are definitely a 7, if not a higher seed. It's going to be a tough task for Crestview, but hey, we're here. It's a playoff football game. Let's get it going. What's on paper doesn't matter. What happens on the field does.
This pregame activity is brought to you by the State Bank. You can contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial services needs. Visit yourstatebank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And when we return, State Bank also bringing you the tips of the game as we look into what each of these teams needs to do to advance to the next round. We're back for more pregame activities brought to you by the State Bank when we come back on WOSN. Welcome back to Lima Stadium as we bring you the tips of the game brought to you by the State Bank, Crestview, and LCC. And starting off with the Knights coming up with a big win against Calvert last week, trying to keep their playoff season alive. Dave Bowen, what do they have to do for a win tonight?
Well, some very important factors for Crestview as we look at the tips of the game. First of all, first quarter neutrality. LCC, they can knock you out in a hurry if you're not prepared. And the Knights, they have got to respect the speed that LCC brings to the table. They cannot have big plays occur early on. You can never win a game in the first quarter, but you can lose it. And Crestview has to work hard to not allow that to happen. Second of all, they got to stay in front of the chains. Crestview has had a problem all year long with penalties on the edge, holding calls on the edge. They can't have that happen, have those penalties push them back, forcing 2nd and long, 3rd and long. And along with that, sometimes they'll have some drops in their passing game to wide open receivers. They've got to eliminate that tonight. Can't allow that to occur. And then balance. Crestview likes to sling it, but keeping the LCC defense on its toes, utilizing both the run and the pass will be critical if the Knights are going to taste victory when the clock strikes 0 tonight, Patrick.
And now for the Thunderbirds, of course, a very young team, not a lot of seniors on this group, but also made state last year, and they like to get back, but they got to take care of Crestview first. How do they do that tonight?
Yeah, they definitely have the experience of playoff football, but first and foremost, they've got to have toughness on the LOS, the line of scrimmage. Coach Paldy wants his players to match and exceed Crestview's physical play in the trenches. Second of all, they've got to defend the disco tempo, the fast tempo of the Knight offense. If you haven't seen them play this year, you're going to see they like to really signal in plays and keep the ball moving. That fast tempo, Coach Paldy's squad will need to be ready to dance fast on defense. And then finally, Parker, Burke, and Associates, one of the best QB and receiver combos in the area. Carson Parker and Billy Burke are lethal and work very, very well together. Crestview will need to key on these two guys, but the Associates, led by Matthew Quatman, will hurt the Knights just as easily if the Crestview defense fails to be disciplined.
Both teams intent on staying alive here in the playoffs this postseason. That's been your State Bank tips of the game. We have the kickoff coming up for you when we come back here between LCC and Crestview here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens. We are just about ready for kickoff here between Lima Central Catholic and Crestview as the T-Birds will be kicking off, so the Knights will get the first opportunity with the football this evening. Our officials for tonight are Carl Schlegel, Jim Epperly, John Jacobs, Ben Kramer, Kevin Creamer, and Kevin Mangus. Rolling with a 6-man crew tonight.
Yeah, a 6-man crew to the second round of the playoffs. It's something that the OHSA is looking at for regular season in the future, but you have that balance of we need more officials. If we're going to go to 6, that might cause an issue regular season, but it is something they're looking to do to benefit the student-athletes.
Our 2-man crew here, Patrick, Dave, and, of course, the people behind us helping out as well, because if it was just the two of us, you really wouldn't see anything or hear us, really, for that matter. We'd just be two guys sitting in a box talking about football. So thank you to our wonderful crew helping us bring you the sound and pictures. And we are underway from Lima Stadium, and the Knights taking this one out first. And a nice return getting out to around the 29-yard line, and that is where Crestview will take over. Bryson Penix bringing the offense out, the 6'1", 190-pound junior.
Yeah, Crestview 7-4 on the season, 4-3 in the Northwest Conference, finished 4th overall, and obviously Lima Central Catholic 7-3 as an independent. Next year, they're going to be a part of the Northwest Conference, and conference members are looking forward to the addition of the T-Birds.
Kind of a welcome back Cotter feel as 1st and 10 going off, and Penix will just keep this one, get across the 31 as we take a look at the replay.
Yeah, Penix with the fake to Leith, goes right up the middle, positive yardage. Again, staying ahead of the chains, picks up 3, make it 2nd and 7.
So in the gun on 2nd down, and this is the handoff to Braxton Leith. Leith working that far side out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Again, an ultimate outdoor replay. Leith going around the left side. Crestview taking a look at the speed of LCC on the edge. Just a gain of 1, maybe 2 on that makes it a 3rd and 6 and puts Penix in a passing situation. He led the Northwest Conference in passing yards this year with 1,868 yards.
Pairing that with 14 touchdowns, and now they are looking for and need a carry insurance 1st down here. And then on 3rd down, the pass is complete across the 35 to the 40. That is going to get the carry insurance 1st down as Bo Eggleston brings in his first catch of the day.
Yeah, Eggleston, a first-teamer, Northwest Conference, makes the catch, then turns and gains that yak yardage, yards after catch, gives Crestview the 1st down.
Matthew Quatman in there on the stop, and now right back to it as Penix on the read option is pushed backwards as Carson Parker in there on the stop for the T-Birds.
Yeah, nice job by the LCC defense swallowing up that play. You see how Crestview wants to go with tempo, and they get up to the line quickly on that 1st down play. Now they're going to slow things down since it's 2nd and 10. Make sure they have all of their ducks in a row, pardon the cliche, Patrick, to make sure they're lined up and ready to dance.
On 2nd down, here's the handoff to Leith. Fighting up the middle, close to the 44 before he is stopped.
Again, another great replay to see Leith go up the middle, testing the interior defense of LCC right now. Leith fighting an injury, a leg injury from last week's game. Good to see him out there. Didn't know if he would be starting tonight, but he's carried the rock a couple times already and has picked up positive yardage. A big 3rd down play again for the Knights.
Johnny McKee in there on the stop for the T-Birds, and now on 3rd down, the pass incomplete, was looking for number 26 going out there. That is,
I believe it's 25.
25. Okay,
yep.
So that'd be Eccleston. That's going to bring up 4th down.
And I see why you said 26. The jerseys bunch up in the back a little bit, but Eggleston, there's that drop right there that we talked about as a tip to the game, a key to the game, and Eggleston doesn't come up with it. Don't know if he'd have been able to get the 1st down anyway, but Crestview forced to punt here on this 1st drive.
So almost getting to the ball is LCC, and that'll take quite a bit of a T-Bird bounce as it's down just shy of the 40-yard line, about the 37-yard line. So now the Thunderbirds will take over on offense for the first time tonight, and that brings out Carson Parker, who passed for 1,800 yards and actually will probably, depending on how things go, will go over the 1,000-yard mark for rushing this season.
Absolutely. I believe he's right at 995, so yeah. I believe he's going to pick up 5 yards tonight, that's for sure. He is lethal both with the arm and the legs, and again, Crestview wants to really contain him tonight, going to be challenging to do so. Very, very potent offensive weapon, great quarterback in one Carson Parker.
So 1st and 10 for Lima Central Catholic. And there is the handoff to Matthew Quatman. And Quatman working that far side out across the 44-yard line where he is brought down.
We see the Ultimate Outdoor replay goes to the right side. LCC going to test the speed of the stretch defense of Crestview, and they do a nice job there picking up 7 on the play, makes it 2nd and 3 near midfield for the T-Birds.
Ball just shy of the 44-yard line. Parker in the gun on 2nd down. Caden Falke going in motion. And this is going to be Parker on the keep. You see Falke with a block, but Parker lowering the shoulder, dropping the boom, and getting to midfield for a carry insurance first down.
And I think he picked up his 5 yards right there to get over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. Joins Braxton Leith for Crestview, who has done the same thing. So 2,000-yard rushers out here, one from the quarterback position, one from the running back position.
Hunter Jones with the stop for Crestview, and that brings up a fresh set of sticks as they're across midfield now, just shy of the 49-yard line of Crestview. 8:30 remaining here in the first quarter, and now this is the handoff to Quatman, and Quatman gobbled up at the 49.
Yeah, Matthew Quatman comes off the left side. We see it here on replay. And Zayden Martin from the linebacking position comes out and makes the stop. That's a big stop for Crestview right there. Zayden Martin, one of the most improved players on this Crestview squad. Aiden Martin, number 53. Mm-hmm. Twins, Zayden and Aiden. So 2nd and 9 now, Patrick.
And fakes the handoff. Parker rolling out to the right. Looking long, and the pass is incomplete. There, it's around the 20-yard line. Was looking, I believe, for Mylan Cowens, number 9, as we take another look at it.
Yeah, Carson Parker, just such a great arm. Awesome arm strength, and you're right. Number 9 for LCC, Mylan Cowens, he was the intended receiver. You had, for Crestview, Hunter Jones back there as well as Jared Harding on the coverage. That makes it 3rd and 9. Don't know if you're 2 down territory from 3rd and 9, but if you can get at least half of it, you might really, really consider it. Let's see what the T-Birds do here.
So if you get to a 4th and short, you might consider it. Here's
Absolutely.
Parker on 3rd down. He's going to go for all of it, and the pass incomplete. Was looking for Quatman across the middle. I'm sorry, look, that was Billy Burke was the intended target, and now it's 4th down.
Going to his go-to guy right there, but Crestview saying, hey, we know where he's going to be looking. They had double coverage on Burke right there. So a 4th and 9, Crestview gets the stop. And again, here early in this first quarter, that's a big, big stop for the Knights as they look to compete with the higher-seeded T-Birds here in round 2 playoff action.
So on 4th down, LCC appearing to be in punt formation. Crestview back to receive this one, a high arcing punt that's going to take an LCC bounce. Can they keep it from going into the end zone? And I believe they do. They stopped that at the 1-yard line.
You can't do it much better than that, Patrick. Carson Parker, who averages 36 yards per punt, puts it right down there like you're dropping it right in place. And, wow, that's impressive. Going to be very, very challenging for the Knights. I'm not going to say he flipped the field because he kicked that one basically from midfield, but that's a tough spot right there for the Knights now. They're going to have to dig out of a deep hole.
That was essentially a 59-yard punt, able to down that one at the 1 as we are just underway here or halfway through the Webb Insurance Agency first quarter. Still no score in this one, but the Knights with the ball again and just trying to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost, and I don't think they're going to do it. In fact, I think we're going to have I thought we were going to have a safety. It looks like he did get out. He's going to be at the 1 again, so no gain. But dangerous territory here for Crestview.
Yeah, it's not trick or treat. You're not fooling anyone out there. I know Halloween's past, but it's all smash mouth football right now. And this is where that key for LCC competing with Crestview in the trenches. Right there, it was a stalemate. Crestview unable to come up with any positive yardage.
So Penix in the gun again is he'll keep it and try to run. And this time he's not going anywhere as LCC gets there for the safety.
And it all goes back to the punt by Carson Palmer. They wanted to throw out of the end zone, but LCC all over it. They get the sack and the safety. 2 points for the T-Birds, and then the Knights are going to have to free kick it as well.
Matthew Quatman getting the sack, so LCC 2-0. The World Series has passed us, but, we've got a little bit of a baseball score here early on, LCC 2-0. And, we talk about, and coaches talk about special teams, they talk about field position all the time, and there you go, perfect example, pinning them back deep at the 1-yard line, and LCC getting 2 points out of it, and going to get probably good field position on the kick.
You're exactly right. The defense can key on attacking the ball, attacking the line of scrimmage right there, and just overwhelmed Crestview in that particular situation. Crestview couldn't do anything with it, and as a result, the safety occurs, and Crestview will have to free kick it now. Probably the best thing you can say out of that whole situation is that Crestview didn't turn the ball over, only giving up 2 points.
Of course, the winner of this contest advancing in the Region 26, and they will take on the winner of Eden and Macomb. Of course, by the time you watch this broadcast on WOSN, WTLW, you already know the outcome of this one. But there you see the bracket as we are almost to the regional semifinals coming up next week. And, of course, it'll be the winner of this contest taking on the winner of Eden and Macomb. Eden coming up with a bit of a surprise win. In fact, this region has been a little bit on the nut side. The 13, 14, and 15 seeds all advancing last week. Probably about the best argument that you're going to hear for extending the playoffs to 16 seeds.
Yeah, a lot of people want to keep it at 12, but when you're 13, 14, 15 and you win, you're like, we wouldn't have been around if it had only been 12. Here we go.
So LCC with the kick return and able to buy a couple additional yards there, getting out to the 45-yard line. So nice return by the T-Birds as we show you the safety that set up that free kick earlier on. So now the Thunderbirds will have the ball in plus territory as they'll begin their second drive.
Yeah, going to start on Crestview's side of the 50. And as we said, Crestview needs to really, really be tough here in the first quarter. Their defense is going to be challenged. They did a nice job on the last drive. It's just that Parker had the outstanding punt to put Crestview in a very, very tough situation. Crestview's got to step up defensively again.
Crestview doing a nice job defensively on that first drive, and now did LCC make any necessary adjustments as they move on to their second drive? Ball on the 46-yard line. Parker, play action, pressured, going over the middle to Cowens, and Cowens making the adjustment and the catch for the Carry Insurance first down, and that puts him in the Fat Jacks red zone for the first time tonight.
Carson Parker puts it only where his receiver can get it. He does. It's a great catch. And the T-Birds are in the red zone, the Fat Jack's Pizza red zone, and looking to put more points on the board.
So that was the connection they tried to make on that first drive, and Parker just a little long on the pass this time, right on the money. Cowan's making an incredible adjustment, getting both hands on it, and now the T-Birds are in business at the 14-yard line here, 1st and 10. And we're going to have a Metzger Financial Services timeout on the field. Tonight's timeout's brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067. Visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Here is Carson Parker on first down, carrying this up the middle, across the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Yes, Carson Parker goes right up the middle. Ike Klein on the tackle, and Carson didn't go left or right. He just went right at Ike Klein. Ike held his ground, but Carson said, I'm here to meet you right now, and then they made a happy reception with each other.
Right. Well, Parker has done that. It seems like he's been at LCC for a number of years.
It does.
Kind of has that J.T. Barrett feel at Ohio State. Like, this guy's been around forever, but Parker's been a very successful starter and having some problems with the snap here on second down, and that's going to provide an opportunity for Crestview to make a defensive play, pushing them back to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that ball gets away from him, and Ren Sheets, first one to meet Carson Parker, gets a nice bounce back up to him. I thought he might be able to make something out of that with the talent that he possesses, but Ren Sheets was right there. That's a loss for the T-Birds, pushes it back to a 3rd down and 11 now.
So a 3rd and long coming up for the T-Birds. Of course, going backwards here a little bit. They don't have to get into the end zone yet. It's not a 3rd and goal, just a 3rd and long. And now here's Parker rolling out, looking, corner, end zone, and just missing that pass, incomplete. Take a look at the structure replay on it once again, and was looking for Burke there in the corner of the end zone and just missing on the connection, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, great play, just unable to come up with the catches. Billy Burke, Jared Harding on the coverage. So it looks like the T-Birds are going to look to line up for a field goal attempt. Crestview would have to take this as a win if they can get out of this without giving a touchdown up when LCC had the ball 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Let's see how it plays out, Patrick.
So without a shadow of a doubt, this would be a net positive for Crestview, even if they do give up points. Here's Quatman attempting the field goal, and the field goal is no good. So the 33-yard attempt is a little short. So Crestview will take over, and after allowing a long pass play, they got to feel pretty good about the last couple minutes.
Absolutely. They're going to take over on offense now. Again, all of this has sort of been predicated off of that really great punt by Carson Parker, which they got the safety off of, and then LCC got a real nice return off of the free kick, had a great opportunity to score. The Crestview defense stiffens up. Now it's Crestview's turn again to try and make some noise on offense.
An opportunity for Crestview, yeah, you just said it, make some noise on offense and try to establish a little bit of an identity, a little bit of a rhythm. They haven't had much of an opportunity to do that yet. Let's see what they do here. Here's Leith on first down, going right up the middle off tackles to the 26-yard line. Nice pickup of about 6 yards there on first down.
We see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. Leith going off left tackle, the offensive line on the left side. That would be none other than Evan Walls and Garrett Yinger. Good positive gain there on first down.
2nd down and 4, and the handoff once again out across to the 25-yard line. That was Leith once again on the carry.
Yeah, a host of T-Birds takes him down. And this is a little bit of a change. In talking to Coach Harding, he said we're going to have to run the ball against this T-Bird defense, and they are running the ball much more than he typically does. He loves to sling it. He has offensive coordinator background coming to Crestview as a first-year head coach. They run it again on 3rd down, and they're not going to get there.
Falling short on 3rd down, as that will bring up the 4th down coming up. And as you said, the commitment to the run game strong here for the Knights in the early going.
Yeah, Coach Harding, offensive coordinator at Van Wert High School, comes to Crestview his first year as head coach. Part of a state championship at Van Wert where they were very well known for their offensive output. And he's done that at Crestview, averaging 31 points per game, 24 points on defense. LCC in the same ballpark, 38 points on offense and 23 on D, and there's the punt. Gets a good roll for the Knights.
Garrett Yinger with a nice punt for the Knights out to the 32-yard line. So that's where the T-Birds will start their next drive, and so far a little battlefield position here.
Yeah, a little bit of a flipping of the field there with that punt, and LCC's going to have it in their own territory. See what they can do and establish a sustained drive. But right now, Crestview's got to be happy with the score. It's only 2-0 as we get towards the back half of the first quarter. And we'll see again what this T-Bird offense can put together and how the Knight defense reacts.
Tonight's quarter sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Here in the first quarter, just about 3 minutes and change remaining, a 2-0 score. LCC on top of Crestview here in this Region 26 matchup tonight on WOSN. Thunderbirds with the football on first down. Parker back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Parker flushed out of the pocket, staying alive, but backing up more and more, and Parker is going to heave this one out of bounds, showing off that nice arm that he has from the 6'3", 210-pounder.
And what a great decision by Carson Parker. The Crestview defense, they have him on the run. Liam Putman, the sophomore, had him wrapped up, but again, Carson Parker, his strength, he was able to get out of it. And then the intuitiveness to get rid of the football, Patrick, not take a loss right there. Great play on Carson Parker's part.
So showing some nice escapability there, and then having the the arm to get it that far away, so that wouldn't be an intentional grounding or anything like that. So here we go on second down, and Quatman is wrapped up in the backfield as Crestview gets there for the TFL.
Isaac Klein does a great job of playing disciplined football there for Crestview. An outside linebacker reads the jet sweep, and it's a loss of 5 for the T-Birds, 3rd and 15. Big defensive stand thus far for the Knights on this series by the T-Birds.
Knights doing a nice job defensively, and now the T-Birds with another 3rd and long, and you have to think probably looking to the air on this one.
Yeah, definitely. Carson Parker, 90 for 136 on the season coming into today's game. That's 66% pass completion.
Yep.
Shoot, that's better than what I was in high school shooting free throws. There's nobody guarding me.
Parker on 3rd down, in trouble, and looking for Quatman long, and the pass incomplete, and a flag comes out at the end of the play as there was definitely some contact on that play. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, we see the replay. Hunter Jones on the coverage. The ball was a little short, and we see that happen a lot at every level, high school, college, and professional. On that short pass, the defensive back can't slow up, can't get turned to see the football, and the pass interference call occurs.
So that will keep the drive alive and give the T-Birds a carry insurance first down. As we said, Parker looking to go long on that 3rd down, and there have been opportunities down the field. He's had that one long pass completion to Cowens, but there have been opportunities out there. Quatman's been open, Burke's been open, so they're getting close, and if they start connecting on those, LCC's going to have a really good night.
Yeah, great observation. The Crestview defense, they've got to try and get pressure on Carson Parker. That's hard to do. He's going to run here to his left.
Nice stiff arm by Parker, but Crestview meeting the challenge there. Isaac Klein getting in there. Also, number 11, Hayden Parrott getting in there on the stop as well.
Yeah, nice job by the Crestview defense to stretch this out. You can see the pulling guards on the Ultimate Outdoor Structure replay, and they have done a really nice job. That's one of their pet plays, the pulling guards and running Parker left and right. Crestview does an outstanding job of keeping that from being a positive play for the T-Birds on this particular occasion. But, yeah, Carson Parker, we said 66% pass completion, over 1,800 yards, 21 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, and here he goes to throw again.
Quatman wide open in the middle, has the carry insurance first down, and showing some nice moves. Hits the B button a little bit, still on his feet, out to the 20, to the 10, and he's brought down finally at around the 10-yard line, picking up some nice yards after catch, yards after contact. A ton of yak there for Matthew Quatman.
Ton of yak, and again, slippery as can be. He's one of those associates we talked about in tips of the game. You've got Parker, you've got Burke, but Matthew Quatman, you got to know where he's at. Comes up with the big play for the T-Birds. 1st and 10 on the 10 for LCC.
Jared Harding with the tackle there at the end, trying to rip the ball out as now they are in the Fat Jacks red zone. 1st and goal, as you said, for the Thunderbirds. And this is Quatman cutting it back inside to the 4-yard line before he's brought down.
I love it when coaches do this. The guy has a big play, and they go right back to him, and he picks up positive yardage. Again, does one Matthew Quatman. Pickup of a healthy 4 or 6 on the play. Going to be 1st and goal, I believe, on the 4, Patrick, if I'm reading it right.
I believe you're right, and they're going to switch sides of the football field as that is the end of the first quarter. A tight one here so far, 2-0 LCC, but the T-Birds looking for more second quarter action coming up when we come back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's instant replay is sponsored by Structure Outdoor Ohio by Alts. Let Structure Outdoor Ohio bring your indoors out. Second quarter action ready to get started between LCC and Crestview in this Division 7 Region 26 matchup. 2-0. You heard that correctly. 2-0 LCC on top of Crestview, but the T-Birds having 2nd and goal and looking for more. Patrick Hamler, Dave Bowen here with you on this football Friday night in November, the first Friday night of November, and it was a great first quarter, very competitive quarter so far.
Yeah, exactly what Crestview wanted to do. Unfortunately, though, LCC is in a position to score. I look for Parker to keep it and go, and here he is.
Nostradamus, you got it absolutely right. Carson Parker with the Lodex Jewelry touchdown.
Yeah, they run this play between the tackles down at the goal line, and Parker is so tough to bring down. We see it right there, able to get into the end zone and extend the lead to 8-0 now here early in quarter number 2.
So LCC getting their first touchdown of the night and looking for the Washington Plumbing and Heating extra point forthcoming here as LCC using another big play, that big catch and run after the catch by Matthew Quatman to get the job done and allow the Carson Parker touchdown run. His 20th touchdown run of the season as the extra point is up, and that is going to be good. 9-0. LCC on top. We'll be back. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Lodex Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at lodex.com. 9-0 lead for Lima Central Catholic in a first quarter, in the second quarter now, but this was mostly a running game for the first 12 minutes.
It really has been. You know, LCC has attempted 7 passes, completed 2. Crestview's only attempted 2 passes and completed 1, but the completion of the game up to this point, Parker to Quatman for a 50-yard gain, which set up that touchdown run by Carson Parker to put the T-Birds up 9-0. It'll be interesting to see now if Coach Harding from Crestview decides to open up his offense a little bit more and look to throw the ball being down 9-0. Again, I don't think you need to panic right now if you're a Crestview Knight, but you have to get a sustained drive. You got to try and get some points on the board here in the second quarter.
A short kick attempting I would imagine, an onside kick, but that is brought in by Crestview as Aiden Martin corralling that for Crestview.
They call that the pooch kick, and I don't know if that was planned or not, but at any rate, Crestview is going to have great field position here, Patrick, to start their first drive of quarter number 2.
A shorter field for the Knights as tonight's second quarter sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. So the Knights going this side of the field for the first time tonight as we get the second quarter underway. And as Dave Bowen expertly said, they need to establish some rhythm here offensively. And LCC says none of that. At least not yet, coming in with the sack as number 70 getting in there for the stop, Chris Sergovich.
Nicely done. He just attacks Bryson Penix, blows through the line, and gets the sack, and that definitely puts Crestview behind the sticks now. Second down and 19 to go. Now we're in an obvious passing situation. Let's see what Penix does.
And Penix with a short pass, complete to Kellen Putnam, and Putnam with some space to run, has the carry insurance first down and then some out across the 40 to the 38-yard line, and gets all of that and more. A pickup of 29 on the play.
2 things happen. First of all, you have the completion, the pass and the catch, but some great blocking over there on the edge without holding, as we said in the pregame. That's been an issue for Crestview. That sprung Putman, and they get the first down.
Blitz coming on first down and cutting right back to it. Some more running there out to the 30-yard line. That is going to be another carry insurance first down.
Yeah, that was number 20, Zayden Martin. He is stepping in to the running back position. You'll see Crestview run Leith, but they also bring Zayden Martin in to run, as well as Isaac Klein. Martin with the pigskin on that particular carry.
Looks like he's going to have it again here on first down, and this time LCC are ready for it. Back to the 30 and no gain. Caden Falke in there on the stop.
Yeah, number 30 tackling on the 30 for LCC. Caden Falke does a nice job, makes it 2nd and 10 for the Knights. Let's see if Penix looks downfield here again. Crestview, the offensive line, they've got to hold the T-Birds at bay. He does. Now he's going to tuck it and run.
Indeed he does. Finds some space on that left side out across the 25 to the 24-yard line before he is brought down as Carson Hefner coming up with the stop for the T-Birds.
We see the Structure Outdoor Ohio replay. Penix switches the ball right there before contact, does a nice job of taking that ball deeper into T-Bird territory and keeping that prized possession in his hands.
So 3rd down and 5. It looks like from here, maybe 4.
Yeah, you want to just have a positive play here. You're in 2-down territory.
It's going to be the pitch to Martin. Martin looking for some space, able to break a couple of tackles, and we're going to have a flag at the end of this play as the rugby scrum gets very close to what would be very close to a 1st down. And then we'll see what the flag is. I wonder if there was a face mask.
I think that's
there
what
in
we're
the
going to see.
middle of the scrum.
Yep, and Falky's upset with himself. Hits his hands on his helmet. Inadvertent face mask, but a face mask nonetheless.
They're going to say a personal foul. Well, yeah, personal foul it would be. So that's going to be an automatic 1st down. Carry insurance 1st down for the Knights. So that keeps the drive alive.
You know, we talked about Carson Parker's stats. Bryson Penix has some great stats as well for Crestview. 60.2% completion rate, 127 for 211, 1,868 yards, 14 TDs, 13 interceptions. Coach Harding would like to see that number lower. And there, the T-Birds, they're coming in on the blitz.
I think they were going to blitz, Dave.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you there, Patrick. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Right. I don't know if it's obvious, but yeah. So a little ahead of the snap count there. So offsides is going to give the Knights about 5 more yards. That's going to bump that to the 5-yard line.
And again, that's a piece. Coach Harding, his offensive mind, he's a real genius on the offensive side of the ball. That's a set play for Crestview to try and draw the defense, and they do pick up 5 yards right there.
So now 1st and 5. And the handoff only getting maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. That's all Martin gets.
Yeah, gang tackle. And I actually think that was Bo Eggleston.
Oh, you're right, that's Eggleston,
yeah,
yep.
It's a new wrinkle Crestview put in last week against Calvert to have Eggleston run the ball a little bit back there in short yardage situations. Again, the first-teamer Eggleston at tight end. Isaac Klein also a first-teamer for Crestview in the Northwest Conference as a linebacker.
So now on 2nd down, and this is right into the end zone for a touchdown, as that's Isaac Klein running that in for the Lonix touchdown.
Yeah, Isaac Klein, we just mentioned him as a first-team defensive player, but he's happy to stick that one into the end zone for Crestview and cut this lead down to 3 with the point after pending. That is a great Washam Plumbing and Heating set up for the extra point at this time, Patrick.
So Crestview getting the job done and now trying to get the extra point that would cut this lead down to 2 points. As Crestview able to take advantage of some big plays and a couple of penalties and punch it in for 6. And they are going to go for 2.
Yeah. Jumbo package in the backfield.
And there's the handoff. This is going to go to Klein once again, and he takes it right in, no problem, for the 2-point conversion. So it is a 9-8 now. LCC lead over Crestview.
Yeah, Klein, 2 plays in a row, goes behind the left side of that line, and Evan Walls, Garrett Yinger, Ren Sheets was in there at tight end, and we got ourselves a 1-point game. We got ourselves a Donnybrook.
We'll be back. Tonight's extra point sponsor is Washam Plumbing and Heating, providing residents and businesses of Lima as well as the surrounding communities with plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. Call 419-339-0729. LCC with a 9-8 lead over Crestview here in the second quarter with 8:38 remaining in that second quarter. And this one has been nip and tuck all the way. And an important point you said off air, Dave, is that there have been no turnovers by either team so far.
Yeah, both teams playing great disciplined football and taking care of the pigskin, because both of these squads, if you turn it over, they're going to take advantage of it, and that could get the proverbial snowball going down the side of the mountain. Yeah. So great disciplined football both ways, and it's an exciting game, no doubt about it.
The difference right now in this contest is the safety that LCC got earlier in the game. Otherwise, well, you probably have a tie game, because at that point Cole Harding probably doesn't go for 2 points in that after that touchdown. So looking forward to a good one here so far. corralling the kickoff at around the 20-yard line and going to take it out to the 27-yard line before being pushed out of bounds, and that's where LCC will start their next drive.
Hayden Parrott with the kick for Crestview. And number 21, that's Lawson Flores on the return. So here it is. Punch, counter punch. Let's see what the LCC offense can muster now with 8:32 to go until halftime.
At the end of that last drive, saw Carson Parker go off the field, and he was frustrated because he knew there were a couple of times where they missed for whatever reason. They missed, and you got to think, man, we'd be ahead still if we had able to connect on those plays.
Yeah, obviously that's a situation with those some physical errors, not mental errors, and physical errors are part of the game.
So here's a handoff on first down, out across the 27 to the 28-yard line. That's Quatman in on the carry.
Yeah, nice carry by Matt Quatman. Isaac Klein again at the bottom of the pile for Crestview. 2-yard gain.
Klein has had a pretty busy game so far for Crestview. He's got a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, has been on a number of stops on defense as well.
Yeah, and with LCC coming into the Northwest Conference next year, this is going to be the rivalry game between these two schools. It's going to be Week 10. Now, overall in the series, LCC has the distinct advantage, but I love the fact that Crestview and LCC are going to play Week 10 every year in conference action.
Parker back to pass on second down. That might have been tipped in the air in case there's a flag right nearby where the pass was thrown, and it looks like we're going to have, I think, holding against LCC.
Yeah, great play. We just see it on the replay right there by Kellen Putman. Does a great job of covering Billy Burke coming over to knock that pass away. Great explosion to the football because, again, we know that Parker and Burke can make that connection happen at any time.
So they are going to go ahead and decline the penalty and take the loss of downs. So that'll make it 3rd down and 8, I believe, looks like, for LCC coming up.
So big play here for the Crestview defense as well as the LCC offense. And because it's a big play, maybe they weren't quite on the same page, the T-Birds are going to take a timeout.
Looked like there was some confusion there as they'll take a Metzger Financial Services timeout, and we will do the same. 7:42 remaining in the first half. It's a 9-8 LCC lead. We'll be back. Tonight's first down sponsor is Carey Insurance in Grover Hill. Call or stop by so we can assist you with all of your insurance needs. LCC with a 1-point lead on Crestview. And Dave, as you mentioned earlier, this will be the Week 10. This will be the rivalry matchup between the two teams when LCC gets back to the NWC.
And as long as they're in the same division, they can see each other in playoff action as well. But, you talk about rivalries. I want to talk about it at the collegiate level, something I'd like to see. They're going to go 12 teams in the playoffs next year. Mm-hmm. I want to see a Big Ten SEC Challenge Week 3. Talk about rivalries that could develop. I think that'd be a lot of fun because one loss isn't going to keep you out of the playoffs next year. All right, let's get back to this game.
Let's get back to this game because I had something to say on that. Here's an incompletion looking for Matthew Quatman there on 3rd down. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Again, Kellen Putman with great coverage. They know that Billy Burke is Carson Parker's bread and butter, so they are shading his way, and they do a good job defensively forcing LCC to punt the ball here.
So that will force LCC into a punting situation, and the Knights will get the football back, presumably in a pretty decent field position. So Crestview with an opportunity here to take the lead. And indeed, they will punt this one. It's a high arcing punt that's going to bounce around the 49-yard line and take a nice LCC bounce, and they will down it right around the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Carson Parker, again, gets the benefit of the bounce there. So, yeah, you said you had something to say about that Big Ten SEC challenge.
I think that's a good idea. I think it's going to take away the opportunity for SEC to schedule, our Southeast Oklahoma State Week 8 or something like that, so they have to actually play another football game. But, I like the idea. They're bringing the in-game tournament or the in-season tournament in the NBA now, which I kind of like. Like, I think it's kind of a fun idea, something to make it a little interesting. So we'll see what we've got here. Well, we've got an interesting one here. This is Isaac Klein carrying on first down across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, he goes off the right side of that offensive line. Nice tackle by a couple T-Birds right there to keep him from getting more than the 3-4 yards that he gets on that particular carry. But a good first down play for Crestview. Again, trying to stay ahead of the chains. Coach Harding would love to have a great drive here. And as we said, he might have to open up his offense. Well, they scored, so now he can go back to that run-based offense and look to eat up clock and push the ball down the field.
T-Birds look like they were going to blitz. They still might be coming on second down and 7. And this will be the handoff right up the middle to the 43-yard line, and that'll be all for Crestview.
Yep,
that's Klein.
Ike Klein again going behind, and I say this affectionately, running behind the big uglies and looking to attack, makes it 3rd and short.
And this will be a handoff one more time. LCC there with penetration in the backfield, but Klein stretches it out and is going to have the carry insurance first down.
Yeah, we see it here again on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. And that's another thing that's changed in high school football. We don't bring the chains out very much anymore. Give it a good look-see. Yeah, that's a first down, Patrick.
They eyeball it, go, yeah, close enough. All right, move. Let's go.
Let's keep playing. We got to get everybody home before curfew.
Right. Nose of the football on the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up. Back to pass. Pressure coming, and the pass is almost brought in one-handed. Eccleston was falling to the turf and almost brought that in. But you see the pressure really rushing that throw.
Yeah, great pressure off the edge by the T-Birds. I didn't pick up the number. I apologize for that. But still, Penix almost connects with Eggleston right there, but it falls incomplete.
I said that was good pressure off the end there because I think that could have been a completed pass, but that rushed the throw. So now here's Penix with the handoff to Klein on second down. Nice cut inside, out across the 50, down to the 46-yard line. A nice pickup there of about 8. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
A great run by the Knights, the offensive line making their presence known. I do believe, again, number 30, Caden Falke, had the first contact with Klein. But we have a penalty, I believe. Looks like holding.
Looks so, yeah. So it's going to be holding for Crestview, something you talked about in the beginning of the game. It's kind of a bugaboo for Crestview this year.
Yeah, and to add to that fact, the data piece of that, Crestview averages 43 yards per game in penalties. That was the highest in the Northwest Conference this season. So it's shooting yourself in the foot, whatever cliche you want to go with. Crestview has done that at times, especially in their 4 losses this year, and they have worked hard to eliminate that, but unfortunately on this particular play, it rears its ugly head again.
So that'll turn a relatively short 3rd down and short into 2nd down and looks like 20.
Yep.
And we're going to have a whistle here again as Crestview is going to take a Mesker Financial Services timeout.
And that's a great timeout, Patrick, right there by Coach Harding. Again, Bryson Penix going to be put in a situation here. They're going to look to throw the football here, but he's got to make a great decision. A great timeout to have a checkup from the neck up for the quarterback and the Crestview offense as a whole.
9-8 T-Birds. We'll be back. Tonight's Red Zone sponsor is Fat Jack's Pizza. Get the Fat Jack's Pizza before or after the game and enjoy their delicious pizza, fun games, and ice-cold drinks. We got a fun one here from Lima Stadium. 9-8, LCC on top. And as you mentioned, a good timeout. 2nd down and 20 coming up. And, of course, it's not bad to talk about that. Not a lot of 2nd and 20 plays in the playbook.
Yeah, and again, I think Coach Harding's talking to his quarterback, Bryson Penix, saying, we don't have to get it all back on this play. Let's just be very smart, very heady, and let's run our routes, wide receivers, offensive line. Let's block like crazy, and let's see what we can come up with. Obviously, the T-Birds, they have a different answer to all of those comments. See how they can handle it defensively. Here we go.
Here on 2nd down and long, and Penix is going to go for all of it. Has got a man open, and the catch is made for a carry insurance first down and a pickup of 35 on the play.
Outstanding connection between Bryson Penix to Kellen Putman. We've talked about Parker to Burke. make it Penix to Putman here. Double P and Crestview, they're going to line up and try and play fast.
Maybe there is a 2nd and 20 play in their playbook. They get it done there. Here's the handoff to Klein on first down and stopped behind the line as LCC shows up and stops the run game there.
Nice stop by E.J. Jones, number 3. Really, really good-looking defensive end for the T-Birds. That's exactly what LCC needed right there. Pushes it for a loss, 2nd and 12.
And they were trying that tempo, as you've seen Crestview do a couple times, and LCC able to jump on top of that, so it'll be another 2nd down and long for the Knights. Handoff to Klein on 2nd down, has some space up the middle across the 25 to the 21-yard line before he is brought down by a host of Thunderbirds.
Yeah, sneaks right through there a little bit, does the short Isaac Klein, if you will, all of 5'9", but a great running back there for Crestview. A great play to get things back on the positive side as far as yardage is concerned.
4:17 remaining in the second quarter. Penix looking long, has Putnam across the middle, and this one knocked away. Incomplete as the LCC defense was there this time.
Matthew Quatman, great defensive play for the T-Birds. Takes away the touchdown for the Knights. Matthew Quatman, he's just a football player, Patrick. I believe he's the one who blitzed earlier and got Penix to rush a throw. He's had a couple great runs thus far. As we said, he leads the associates when you talk about Parker and Burke. Quatman does a great job right there. Crestview and Hayden Parrott going to look to make his 2nd field goal of the year here.
So looking at a 39-yard field goal. And this one has the distance, and it is no good.
Great attempt by Hayden Parrott. Like you said, it was enough leg, but it's just wide, and LCC's going to take over.
So the T-Birds hang on to their 9-8 lead with 4:08 remaining here in the second quarter. And, you know, I wasn't really sure what to expect. You thought maybe you'd see a little bit more of a high-scoring contest in this one based on the last few matchups and the fact that both these teams can put a lot of points on the board. But really what we've seen here tonight is a defensive struggle.
We really are. And, again, both squads are testing the defenses, and the defenses are responding with flying colors. They do have the potent offenses, but again, neither team wants to turn the ball over and give the other team an opportunity with a short field. So a lot of respect out there right now.
Now here's Parker. Will keep it on first down. A little bit of a stutter step, and out to the 24-yard line is all he will get.
It's a good old-fashioned Woody and Bo game right now. Ohio State, Michigan, we're going to run the ball on first down, see what we've got before we need to decide what part of the playbook we need to utilize on 2nd down. And I understand. That's a total respect for the coaches from both schools towards each other, and we're just going to keep trying to pick you apart here with the running game being the featured piece of the offense.
And really what I've appreciated, too, is that there have been some big plays given up by both sides, but you haven't seen the defenses get down on themselves, hang their heads, or anything like that. They've jumped right back into it and made plays. And how about that? Is that going to be a catch? It will, as Billy Burke gets into the action. His catch at the 30, good for a carry insurance first down. Nice tip drill action there by the T-Birds.
Yeah, great catch by Billy Burke. Right. It scoops that one right off of the turf before it hits the turf. And that is, as you said, a great first down for the T-Birds here as they look to try and punch it in, get a score here before halftime, and take some momentum into the half and come out with it in the third quarter.
Parker will keep it on first down out to the 35, and that is about where this play will stop. Looks like they'll give him credit to the 37-yard line.
Again, Carson Parker just so tough to bring down. A host of Knights, and they never do get him down, Patrick. He never touches the turf.
Yeah.
Just kill the play because the forward motion had been halted by Crestview.
Looks like we've got a timeout on the field as Isaac Klein is being attended to there for the Crestview Knights. We will step away and take a timeout as well. 2:42 left in the first half. T-Birds with a 1-point lead. Tonight's instant replay is sponsored by Structure Outdoor Ohio by Alts. Let Structure Outdoor Ohio bring your indoors out. 2:40 remaining in the first half. T-Birds with a 1-point lead and the football. 2nd down and 5 coming up for LCC. looking for Quatman. A nice spin move out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Should be good for a carry insurance first down. It is.
Yeah, as you said, a nice spin move by Quatman, and then tackled by the Knights. Isaac Klein did walk off the field a little bit gingerly, lower leg injury. That would be a huge blow to Crestview if he is unable to return on both sides of the ball. He's been running the ball effectively, and now Bryson Penix is in at linebacker in his spot, and they do a nice job, the Crestview defense led by Penix, to keep Parker from getting any gain on that play.
That has you right there, Penix in on the stop. Now that'll make it second down and long. Coming up for LCC. As the T-Birds are not in any hurry with 1:47 remaining. T-Birds with one timeout remaining. So you got to think that head coach Scott Palte is content to try and bleed this clock as much as possible, and would like to get some points on the board as well. Here's Parker, back to pass, second down and long. And he does pass, and Cowens, the intended receiver on that play, as that pass is broken up, as Hayden Parrott getting in there on the stop for the Knights.
Another great play by the Crestview defense. Carson Parker had a decision to make. He saw some green field in front of him that he could have run the ball and picked up some positive yardage, but then he felt like he had a teammate open up, and the Crestview defense recovered to make the pass fall incomplete. 3rd and 10. Big play here for both squads as we count down the clock towards halftime.
Minute and a half until halftime, and now Parker is going to take it and run on 3rd down and is going to have the carry insurance first down and still fighting his way forward, and then he is brought down as it took just about 9 of the 11 Knights on the field to bring him down.
Like we said, it's so tough to bring down as Carson Parker. I think in some ways, what a luxury for Coach Palte. I'm going to run my quarterback. I don't know that we can get the first down, but if anyone in Northwest Ohio in Division 7 can get the first down, it's Carson Parker, and he comes away with it right there. T-Birds in business here towards the end of the quarter.
Parker back to pass, a fresh set of downs, and picked out of the sky by Hunter Jones, and he is going to take it to the house for a Lodex Jewelry touchdown.
Hunter Jones reads that pass. That's the best read he's made all week long in the classroom. And the Crestview faithful, Hunter Jones dancing to the end zone. Crestview goes up. It's a pick 6 on the defensive side for Crestview.
Jones making the house call. You saw him on the replay. He was fired up. Wasn't even in the end zone yet. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, Hunter Jones, he's a great football player, but he is going to go and play baseball at Ashland. He is an outstanding catcher. He made the call right there from behind the plate, made the read. Carson Parker has not been picked off but 2 times, make that 3 now on the year. And Hunter Jones takes it to the house. What a turn of events here at the end of the second quarter, Patrick.
A much-needed score by the Crestview Knights, and we talked about this being a defensive struggle, and Crestview now going for the 2-point conversion as Leith is stopped. There's a flag down at the 5-yard line, and I think I saw the signal of a face mask, but we'll see what the call actually is.
Again, Crestview tried to go off the left side of that offensive line. It looks like it's declined.
It's going to be holding against the Knights. So that'll be declined, and that will end that particular possession. So Crestview takes the lead for the first time tonight, 14-9 over LCC with 54 seconds remaining. We'll be back. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens. Crestview taking a interception into the end zone for a touchdown, 14-9. Now the Knights lead LCC, and now the T-Birds will get the football back with 54 seconds remaining and 1 timeout. And you have to think LCC still with an opportunity here if they can score again, if they can score, they'll get the ball to start the second half. An opportunity to stack to possessions on top, which I'm sure was what head coach Scott Palte was thinking about right before the interception. But we'll see how they approach it here. Fielded at the 15-yard line. Out across the 30 to the 40. It's a foot race to the 40 to the 30. He's gone! Touchdown, LCC! What a response! A Lonix Jewelry touchdown for the Thunderbirds. 90 yards on the return.
I believe that's number 21, Lawson Flores. We want to make sure we get the number right, but I think that's who I picked up on the return as we see it on the replay right there. Yes, Lawson Flores does an outstanding job of weaving through. The kick return team for Crestview takes it to the house, and just like that, LCC responds and goes ahead, and a chance to push it to 2 with the PAT.
Or what you do is you just return the kick for a touchdown and do that.
Yeah. Outstanding job. Great blocking. Found the seam and took advantage of it.
Washington Plumbing and Heating extra point is on the way. And the kick is up, and it is good. LCC reclaiming the lead with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. 16-14 T-Birds. You're watching high school football on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com.
Lawson Flores, he catches that football on his own 21-yard line, takes it back 79 yards for the touchdown. It's not a backbreaker, but the momentum had definitely been established and was on Crestview's side of the field, but right there, LCC takes it right back. Shoot, the only thing better now, see if Crestview runs one back, and we'll just keep going that way back and forth. Patrick, what do you think?
Yeah, special teams greatness / nightmare, depending on what side of the team, exactly. Side of the ball you're on.
Hunter Jones and Kellen Putman back for Crestview.
They'll squib this one, and they'll just fall on at the 41-yard line. So interesting to see how Crestview will approach this final 39 seconds. They do have all of their timeouts. We'll see if Cole Harding wants to take a couple of shots or maybe just down it a couple times and head to halftime.
I think that they'll look to attack with having 3 timeouts left here. And Bryson Penix, the junior quarterback, has started all year long. Look for him to make good decisions and see if they can get something rolling here.
As we mentioned, the Thunderbirds will get the football to start the third quarter. So you think, you get a couple of shots at it, see if you can make something happen if you are Crestview. Penix back to pass on first down. Pressure coming. Scrambles out of it and is tripped up at the 36-yard line as E.J. Jones in there on the sack for LCC.
We see it on the Ultimate Outdoor instant replay. E.J. Jones covers some ground. Penix thought he had escaped the pressure and was looking downfield. Now you might see Crestview get a little more conservative, and they haven't called timeout, and LCC isn't taking one either. Don't know if we'll see one more play or not. We're down to 6 seconds.
They're lined up, and they will snap it. This will be the last play of the half, barring a penalty. Penix going long and tipped and almost intercepted. Playing defense back there essentially was Eggleston to make sure there was not a turnover there. Regardless, that is going to do it for the first half, and what a barn burner here at Lima Stadium. It's a 16-14 lead LCC has on Crestview. Halftime activities are coming up when we come back here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's halftime adjustment is brought to you by the State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial services needs. Visit yourstatebank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's a 16-14 lead for LCC over Crestview. Patrick Hamler, Dave Bowen here with you at halftime. And as you look at the halftime adjustment in this one, I mean, you look at both teams, they're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got a great game, 16-14. And sometimes people talk about coaches making great halftime adjustments and everything. I think the theme in both locker rooms is going to be, gentlemen, we had a really solid half. We just need to continue to do what we're doing, but do it better. We need to stay the course. And as a player, that can be very, very soothing, because you're being told we're doing some good things. Let's just keep attacking. Our confidence is high. Let's regroup here and let's establish ourselves as we go out and we play a great half and come away with a W. I really do. I think the coaches, they're going to be looking at some little things here and there, but overall, we saw a great half of football. And I don't see anything but that continuing the second half because both teams are confident in what they're doing right now and will continue to look to execute the game plan.
Defensively, both teams have looked pretty good, and offensively, obviously the defenses have had something to say about that, and really the scoring was pretty low, and it's still relatively low. We had the interception return for a touchdown near the end of the first quarter, and then LCC with the kickoff return for a touchdown as an immediate answer, and that was the most points we had in any span at any time in this first half.
Yeah, you look at the first half, we had the punt by Carson Parker down at the 1-yard line that led to a safety that got LCC on the board. Crestview was playing great defense, and they had a pass interference call, which LCC took advantage of to score on that particular drive. But then the pooch kick by LCC, Crestview took advantage of that and found themselves in the end zone as a result. Isaac Klein, we have that lower leg injury right now. We'll see how that plays out in the second half. And then, as you said, Hunter Jones with the pick six, and then Lawson Flores with the kickoff return for the touchdown. Really exciting football, some great plays. Going to be an outstanding second half.
Looking forward to a great second half. Again, LCC with a 16-14 lead. That has been your State Bank halftime adjustment. When we return, it will be third quarter action here from Lima Stadium. You are watching high school playoff football on WOSN. Welcome back. Halftime activities wrapping up here from Lima Stadium. It's a 16-14 LCC lead over Crestview, as our quarter sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Patrick Amler, Dave Bowen here with you. LCC Crestview in a close matchup. We mentioned at halftime that not really expecting either side to change their approach very much, and the last time these two teams met, it was a offensive display, really more like, I guess, for LCC than it was for Crestview, but this one has been a lot closer. I don't know if than anticipated, but it has been a close one. Welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Patrick. He's Dave. Hey, we're having a good time so far.
We are having an outstanding time. Great first half by both teams. We had the pick six by Crestview, but then LCC, they got the cell phones out and they answered with that kickoff return by Lawson Flores, and I expect nothing but this to continue into the second half. Smash mouth football, that is. Both teams just trying to do what they do to the best of their ability, playing fundamentally sound football and looking to take advantage of a mistake by the other team's offense. Crestview did it with the pick six. LC did it on special teams, not only with the kick return, but as we've talked about, that punt by Carson Parker down on the 1-yard line led to a safety as well.
And we've seen both teams do a great job with arresting momentum from the other side, and we'll see if that continues here as the second half is underway. The kick fielded at the 30-yard line across to the 42-yard line, and the T-Birds will take over for their first drive of the second half.
Crestview makes the decision not to kick it deep, but it does go into Lawson Flores' hands again, and he picks up positive yardage almost to midfield. They're going to have, I wouldn't say it's a short field, but they are in very, very good field position to start their first drive of the third quarter.
Certainly beats being stuck at the 1-yard line, which Crestview had to experience early on in the contest. So it'll be at the 42-yard line, their own 42, as LCC will start up with a 2-point lead. That safety, really the difference in this one so far. Quatman with the handoff on first down and gets across that left side and is do-si-doed across midfield to the 48-yard line. And looks like that'll be a carry insurance first down.
We see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. Braxton Leith, the first one to meet him, but it's a great, great first play of the quarter on offense for LCC as they pick up a first down. Quatman, again, running hard out of the backfield for the T-Birds.
Ball placed on the nose of the Spartan there at midfield. Fresh set of downs for LCC, and neither team doing a lot of passing, a little bit more in the second quarter than we saw in the first, but both teams really ground and pound type of offense. We see Parker doing that exact thing out across the 40-yard line and then getting some help from his friends, continuing to keep the pile going, and that might be very close to another carry insurance first down.
Yeah, Carson Parker, as we said, hard to take down. We see it on replay. Then we've got the good old rugby scrum right there, and Parker picks up 2 or 3 more yards in the middle of that huddle.
So it'll be a second down and short. Not quite the tush push that's been popularized here over the last couple of weeks, but in the NFL. But it's going to be a second down and short. Of course, the whole playbook opens up to you, and second down and short.
And it looks like Connor Sheets is going off the field for Crestview. I don't know if his helmet just came off. Let's see if he comes back in on the next play. He's a big defensive lineman, a big part of that defensive line for Crestview. Parker going to keep it again.
And he's going to take it up that left side, and we'll get enough for the carry insurance first down as he's down at the 34-yard line.
Zayden Martin on the tackle. You got to go low on Parker. Zayden Martin does so, but that's enough, as you said, for a first down.
So already this drive moving pretty well. Has already covered close to 30, 35 yards, and no passing yet. It's all been on the ground, running it, moving the chains. Very methodical type of offense that we've seen from LCC so far tonight. Quatman in motion on first down. And gets set. Fake. Parker looking end zone long for Cowens, and a flag coming out at the end of that play as there was all kinds of contact. Pass looked to be too long anyway, but that also could have been because of the contact. Here's the replay.
Yeah, it looks like Jarrett Harding is on the coverage. No, it's actually Hayden Parrott on the coverage.
So pass interference is the call, and that will give the T-Birds an automatic carry insurance first down. That will move the ball into at the 17-yard line, it looks like. So they're going to be in the Fat Jack's Pizza red zone.
Yeah, the Crestview defense are going to have to stiffen up right now if they're going to keep LCC out of the end zone. And we see it happen at every level. LCC has the last score of the second quarter, a chance to put points on the board right away here at the beginning of the third. That's a big swing.
Parker keeps it on first down. Is going to take it all the way in for a Lodex Jewelry touchdown. Parker from 19 yards out puts 6 more on the board for the T-Birds.
Great line play by the LCC T-Birds to open that up. You got to give credit to Andrew Baldoff, Chris Sinkovich, Gianni McKee, Brady Malcolm, and Caden Johnson. Parker barely touched at all on that scamper to the end zone.
McKee listed at 328, Johnson at 325. Some big guys up there in the front, and they play defense as well, too, for LCC, opening up some holes there for Parker. At 210 pounds, he goes right through. It's a 22-14 lead. Now the Washington Plumbing and Heating extra point up for Matthew Quatman, and it is up, and it is good. 23-14, LCC on top of Crestview. 9:46 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll be back after this on WOSN. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens. LCC takes the first drive of the third quarter and puts it in for 7 points. They now have a 23-14 lead in this one, their largest lead of the night.
Largest lead of the night. We know again, and we've talked about Carson Parker being able to throw the ball. That ball was not thrown in the air at all in that whole drive. A 58-yard scoring drive, 2 minutes and 14 seconds, finished off by a 19-yard run by one Carson Parker.
This ball is fielded at the 9-yard line there by Kellen Putman, and he is stopped at the 20. So about an 11-yard return, and that's going on about 10 yards. They're going to spot the ball, I think, at the 19-yard line. And that's where Crestview will start their first drive.
So big drive right now for Crestview to answer as well. Again, Mylan Cowan's on the tackle there on Kellen Putman. But Crestview takes over 1st and 10. We'll see if they stay with the run-oriented offensive game plan. Down now 9 points.
And the handoff to Leith. And Leith is still fighting. The whistle blows. He's out across the 20. Mark him at the 22-yard line, I think, so pick up about 3 on that play. About the 23. Nope, about the 22-yard line. That's where they'll mark him. And back quickly. Getting the call from the sideline. Penix looking in. Is going to take off running across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Bryson Penix makes the decision, as we see on the replay, to tuck it and run. A good decision for the Knights. He picks up positive yardage, makes it a manageable 3rd and 3 to go here. A big 3rd down for both teams here early in the 3rd quarter. Crestview needs to convert. LCC would like to stop and get a score and start to run away and hide here early in the 3rd quarter.
Isaac Leppert in on the stop for LCC, and as you said, an opportunity for the LCC defense to get off the field on a 3-and-out. Penix with the handoff to Leith up the middle, and I don't think he has enough for the first down. He's going to be a little about half a yard short, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to be short. Again, the non-football coach in me says go for it here, but you're deep in your own territory. We'll see what Coach Harding decides to do. Right now, he's going to keep the offense out. It's going to be a big, big play for both squads. 4th down and change, Patrick.
We'll see if they go through and snap this one. And indeed they will. It's going to be Leith again working that outside, and he has got wide open space all the way. Mylan Collins is going to try and run him down, but he's not going to get there, is he? Touchdown!
4th and short, and Crestview takes it to the house. Braxton Leith, he's not getting up, but man, what a run. They go off of right tackle. Everybody bunched in trying to keep the first down from happening, and that makes you susceptible to this particular type of play, and it happens. What great effort on the replay, both by Leith and by Mylan Cowens, as you said, but Crestview with the touchdown, and they bounce right back, and we got a Crestview player down.
Went over there and then fell down. A Laudix Jewelry touchdown by Crestview off the 4th down. So we'll take a look at him, and we will take a timeout. 23-20. Currently, LCC on top of Crestview with extra point activities forthcoming. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Tonight's Instant Replay is sponsored by Structure Outdoor Ohio. By Olds. Let Structure Outdoor Ohio bring your indoors out. Coming up on after a 71-yard touchdown run by Braxton Leith, giving Crestview the touchdown, and now the Washam Plumbing and Heating extra point forthcoming, and that kick is up, and it is good. So back and forth we go in this one. It is a 23-21 lead as we take a look at this touchdown run again.
Yeah, Leith off of the right side of that offensive line. The LCC defense over-pursues a little bit, trying to stop the 4th and short yardage play. And then Braxton Leith, he was our injured Crestview Knight. He got up and walked off the field. We mentioned it earlier. He was injured in the Calvert game, a lower leg injury. Did not practice a whole lot this week, but has been able to perform tonight as we see him run 71 yards for the touchdown, and we're back to a 2-point deficit. That's where we were at halftime, but we've had a lot more action here at the beginning of the 3rd quarter than we did in the first half.
And I tell you what, prospective football players out there, you kids want to grow up and play football, watch that hustle play by Mylan Cowens running him down. They still got the touchdown out of it, but even though Leith looks like he had quite the head start, Cowens still nice hustle play, getting down there, didn't get enough to stop the touchdown, but ran him down all the way. That's the kind of things that Scott Paulty wants to see.
Exactly. That's great disciplined football. Give all kinds of effort, and your teammates see that as well. So while it didn't pay dividends as far as keeping Crestview out of the end zone, it does pay dividends with your team culture, your team climate, and as you continue to fight for a victory in this game.
Here's the kickoff, fielded on the hop of the 28-yard line en route to the 40, and that's where LCC will pick up on their next drive. Here's the structure replay.
fields that ball off the bounce and takes it up for positive yardage. Again, LC starting in good field position on their own 40-yard line.
And once again, because we have the 2-point difference for LCC, that safety very early in the contest still looming in this one. And I would imagine that with some foreshadowing, perhaps that might end up being the difference in this one. We got a lot of football to play. We've got over 19 minutes of football left in this one, but that seems to be the difference maker so far in this one as LCC gets going again on offense. Problems with the snap, and they are going to be dropped for a loss of about 8 yards on that play.
A great defensive play by Zayden Martin, I believe. Let me get my numbers right between the twins. No, it's Aiden. Aiden Martin comes through there on that botched snap from center to quarterback, and that does get LCC behind the chains. They've been behind the chains in this game before, and they have converted. So, again, Crestview, the defense, they still have to step up here to make that loss of yardage play work it to their advantage.
Loss of 7 on that play, 2nd down and 17. As Mikey Quatman in motion and wide open across the middle, and Parker making the pass and he might take it all the way in, brought down at the 3-yard line for a carry insurance first down. And a flag comes out at the very end of that play. Caden Falke is the recipient. He was wide open across the middle.
Wide open, a misplay by Crestview defensively as Falke, he gets the ball and then he's rumbling and stumbling, looking like a run from scrimmage. But in fact, again, a great pass from Parker to Falke. And then we see the flag at the end of the play, going to be half the distance. But wow. Crestview defensively, they make a mistake. LCC makes them pay.
So in opposite of the first half, here in the second half, we're starting to see some of the bigger plays open up as LCC finds themselves in the Fat Jack's Pizza red zone once again. Now 1st down and goal coming up for the T-Birds. Parker in the shotgun is going to keep this one and takes it in for a Laudex Jewelry touchdown.
I do believe he got across the end zone, but he fumbled the football, but his teammate picked it up there, but I think he was in already. Yeah, Ren Sheets
I was going to say, I think
knocked
he was
it loose.
in.
But, yep, definitely, again, that's the pet play for the T-Birds, and why not? Carson Parker, so effective running the football, so hard to take down. He scampers into the end zone, pushes the lead back to 8.
So now the Washam Plumbing and Heating extra point on the way. Here as LCC and Crestview are trading haymakers here in the third quarter. And Quatman back for the kick, and the Washam extra point is up, and it is good. So LCC with the answer. 6:27 remaining in the third quarter. It's a 30-21 LCC lead over Crestview. We'll be right back. Tonight's extra point sponsor is Washam Plumbing and Heating, providing residents and businesses of Lima, as well as the surrounding communities with plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. Call 419-339-0729. LCC back up to a 9-point lead, 30-21. And Dave, a great point you made earlier, the idea that your Division VII football and really high school football, you've got a lot of guys playing both ways. Well, now you're having kids that are starting to get tired, and defense is typically what suffers when you have that situation.
Yeah, it ends up being basketball and grass, and boy, we have seen it here in the third quarter both ways. But a 60-yard drive for the T-Birds as they kick off here.
And fielded just around the 11-yard line as Hunter Jones bringing that one back. Kellen Putman bringing that one back.
Yeah, Kellen Putman gets the ball, goes up that left side. So Crestview's going to have good starting field position here to begin this drive. But that was a 60-yard drive by the T-Birds. The 58-yard pass from Parker to Falke set up the Laudex touchdown to put them up 9, and then Parker scampered in from a couple yards out. So Crestview starting this drive on their own 41.
And Falke was a guy who didn't do much offensively heading into this contest, as we've got a flag on the play here as It's going to be offsides against LCC. That'll move it up 5 yards. Falke was a guy who wasn't one of their offensive threats, typically speaking, so there wasn't a whole lot on film for Cole Harding to look at as far as what Falke would do, and I think that's one of the reasons he was wide open in the middle on that last play.
You're exactly right. As far as receiving yardage, I don't have Lawson Falke down at all, and he does a great job right there. Crestview with their first play from scrimmage.
So a scamper here on first down, and on 5, and he picks up 6. Going to be good for a carry insurance first down, as that is, Zayden Martin.
Zayden Martin. And again, for LCC, Caden Falke on the tackle does a nice job. But it's a first down for the Knights.
Yeah, Falke came into the game with 50 tackles and a sack and a half. Really didn't have anything as far as offensive numbers, so when you see that, you almost had to blink, like, wait, is that Caden Falke out there catching passes? And he has done that tonight and has done a fantastic job. And now Crestview, with a fresh set of downs here in plus territory, will try to make something happen on their side of the ball. And this is Penix with a keeper going down that left side, and is pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Good for a carry insurance first down.
Yeah, nice fake to the running back, Martin, and Penix keeps it, goes around the left side. Shoved out of bounds by number 8 for
Carson Hefner.
Yep, Carson Hefner for the T-Birds. We see that Aiden Martin is in the background, or in the backfield now. Crestview, I think they've lost both Leith and Klein to injuries, so the workload's going to go to the 5'10", 165-pound junior, Zayden Martin, number 20.
We'll see how he responds. Of course, Leith, as we mentioned, was a little banged up heading into this one, and then Klein sustained an injury during one of the plays. And here's Penix able to avoid the pressure, getting out to the 30 to the 29-yard line. So LCC has brought that pressure different times. This time Penix able to make some plays with his feet and pick up about 5 yards.
Yeah, there were more blue shirts than white shirts on the offensive line as LCC – they blitzed right there. Penix was able to slither through it and get positive yardage, and Crestview's putting together a great drive right here.
So 2nd down and 6 coming up now for Crestview as the Knights trying to answer the LCC touchdown from earlier in this quarter. Penix in the gun, trips right, and is going to hand off to Martin, and this one going nowhere. Pushed back, and they're going to get extracurricular as Falke with the extra contact there at the end of the play.
Yeah, we're going to see it on the replay here. Caden Falke, he's the guy who meets Martin first, but unfortunately he's the last one meeting Martin, and the officials are going to deem that he should have lightened up a little bit, that forward progress had stopped, the play was over. Tough call for Falke right there, but Crestview's going to take advantage of it and get a first down. And again, they are now deep in T-Bird territory.
That's one of those where you look at it, and if you're a Crestview fan, you think, absolutely, he was a little too rough on him. You're an LCC fan, you're like, oh, come on. It wasn't like he threw him to the ground. But in any case, it's a 15-yard penalty, and that will give them a automatic carry insurance first down and put the Knights in the Fat Jack's Pizza red zone. Penix with the handoff to Leith, who is back in, out to the 15-yard line. So good to see him back in.
It is. It's great to see him in there, Patrick, trying to find an opening, but he is dancing a little bit more than what Crestview fans are used to seeing from him. He usually hits the hole pretty hard, which we saw on that long touchdown run. But, man, I know he's fighting some pain out there right now, both with his own body and also as distributed by the LCC defense.
Penix back to pass, 2nd down, looking for the end zone, and nice defense there by LCC, getting in there to slap that one away. As we take a look at this one once again, as Carson Parker using all of that 6'3" frame to slap that one down.
Yeah, Carson Parker reads that one the whole way from the safety position, does a great job, almost comes away, as you said, with the INT. Crestview hasn't thrown the ball as much as they usually do, and right there, Carson Parker almost makes him pay for it, unable to do so.
Here is Leith, flag on the play as Leith takes it to the 10 and to the 5 before he's brought down at the 3-yard line. Good for a carry insurance first down pending the penalty.
I think we're
going to go against Crestview.
Yeah, I think we're going to see holding on the edge. One of our keys to the game, Patrick. Crestview does not want to do that, obviously, but they commit the infraction right now. We'll get the official call. No, it might be an illegal shift. Wait for the call.
So that's going to back the football. And that was in the backfield quite a bit. You see them backing up the ball all the way to the 29-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 20 for Crestview.
So this is big play time for both squads. Crestview has got to pick up quite a bit of this yardage that they need to make. Not necessarily a first down, because Hayden Parrott does have a strong leg, but they are definitely not in field goal position where the ball's marked right now.
So 3rd down and a bunch. They have to get to the 8-yard line for a first down. And this is going to be Leith running it off that left side. And Leith picks up a chunk of it out across the 20 to the 18-yard line. So he gets a bunch of it back, but it's going to be 4th down and 10.
Yeah, so a big call here for Coach Harding. Do you go with the field goal, which would be a 35-yarder, or do you keep your offense on the field? They're making some substitutions, but I don't see Hayden Parrott out there looking to kick. So it looks like they're going to go for it. No.
Well,
Hayden Parrott is out there, so they're going to try the field goal. This is going to be a 35-yarder.
Indeed.
He does have the leg to be able to make this go through the uprights, but, man, this is a tough one.
Would make it a 6-point game. Here's Parrott. The kick is up, and that's going to be short. Little short, and it might end up being a little bit to the left. In any case, no good. And LCC will take over, keeping Crestview out of the end zone and off the board.
So Crestview goes with the look from field goal territory, unable to come up with it. Again, LCC with the 9-point lead. They want to put a drive together right now, Patrick, and get this out to a healthy 2-possession lead on this particular possession and put Crestview really, really in a tough situation.
LCC with an opportunity. They can extend their lead. It's been 9 points. It's been their largest lead of the contest throughout, but getting a touchdown here would extend that even further. And in a game that's been very back and forth, you'd have to think that could be a significant hill to climb if you're the Crestview Knights.
Significant hill, especially when you've got number 1, Carson Parker, back there running your offense.
So Parker across the 25, and that is all that will happen there.
You see the guards pull. Both guards for LCC do a nice job. That's 64 and 70. Brady Malcolm and Chris Sirkovich. When you've got those two guys coming at you and you're a defensive back, a cornerback, you're like, oh, boy, how do I get through that to get to the quarterback? Positive yardage for the T-Birds.
2nd down and 5 as Parker fakes, throws under pressure, has a man, and the pass is caught at the 45-yard line, bringing that one in for a nice gain and a carry insurance 1st down.
Parker with the ball fake, and then he goes to the connection with one Billy Burke. We haven't really seen that tonight,
nope.
But it's on display right there. That's a huge play for the T-Birds as they look to extend this lead and run away and hide a little bit. Crestview, again, the defense, they've got to stiffen up. But, wow, that is what T-Bird fans have seen all year long, Parker to Burke, and it was on full display right there.
Burke came into the game, 30 receptions, 825 yards with 9 touchdowns. Here is Parker on 1st down, shaking off a tackler, getting out to the 43-yard line, picks up a couple on that play.
Yeah, Ren Sheets gets penetration, but he's unable to maintain the wraparound on Parker. And again, positive yardage after first being touched in the backfield. Carson Parker, again, I've watched him on film. I've been impressed. Seeing him live, all the more so.
So coming up on 17 seconds remaining in the third quarter, this will most likely be the final play of the third quarter. Parker in the gun on 2nd down and 7. Man in motion, Parker rolling out with time, steps up, flicks that one. That's going to be incomplete. Was just looking to get rid of that and avoid the sack. And that will do it for the third quarter. And we've got a good one here. It's 30-21 LCC on top of Crestview. Fourth quarter action coming up when we come back. This is high school playoff football on WOSN. Tonight's quarter sponsor is Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Fourth quarter action ready to get started here from Lima Stadium. This Division 7 Region 26 matchup, LCC with a 30-21 lead over Crestview. Patrick Hamler, Dave Bowen here with you. LCC with the football, a chance to extend their lead. And, of course, one of the plays that really kind of turned the last half of the third quarter was that big penalty, the illegal blindside block that was called against Crestview. They had the ball to 3, erased that big run by Braxton Leith. The drive never recovered from that. It was a missed field goal, and now LCC has an opportunity to extend their lead and maybe cash this one in tonight.
You're exactly right, and I apologize to our viewers. Didn't know that signal. I hadn't seen that in a while, but our crack staff, they got the answer for us, and we're able to share that with you now. Illegal blindside block stopped that drive for Crestview, and again, they tried the field goal, came up short there. So, again, here we go. 3rd and 8, a big play, maybe 2-down territory for the two T-Birds. We'll see how it plays out.
So Falke goes in motion. That's something to keep an eye on. Now Parker looking to throw. Quick pass is complete to Quatman there at the 40, but he is not going to be nearly close enough for the first down.
Nice pitch and catch from Parker to Quatman. Kellen Putman on the coverage. And as you said, not close enough for a first down. 4th and 5. Looks like the T-Birds are going to keep the offense out on the field.
So as you said, 2-down territory. And again, it's always one of those things where you look to see, because Parker is also the punter.
Exactly.
They've got a lot of options here. They can run a play. They can run a pooch punt. They can do any number of things from, especially from this formation. If you're going to have 5 wide, Parker all alone in the backfield. Quatman goes in motion, 4th and 5. And he might be trying to get him to jump here. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, and they're going to take the delay of game. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and punt this one.
Good coaching right there on both sides of the ball. LCC looking to draw Crestview off sides. Crestview stays disciplined, and we are going to be in punt formation now.
So I'll back it up to a 4th and 10, and really, if nothing else, give you a little bit more field to work with for pinning Crestview deep, which for LCC has already paid dividends earlier in this game.
Kellen Putman deep for Crestview.
Parker gives this one, and Putnam dangerously fielding this one at the 21-yard line. Nice catch by Putnam, but I'm sure Cole Harding's heart, along with other Crestview fans, skipped a beat as he fielded that punt. But he controls it, and the Knights will take over at the 21.
So as we start the fourth quarter here, a big drive, a big opportunity for Crestview to try and cut into this lead. But, man, the T-Bird defense here in the latter half of the third quarter, they have been stout. Let's see what Penix and the Knights roll with here to start this drive.
T-Bird showing blitz. Penix all alone in the backfield, 5 wide here on first down. Low snap. Has trouble with it, and it's going to fall down on it.
Really a good decision there by Penix, as we see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. Couldn't come up with it. The snap from the center, Caden Wolford. They had some problems with that early in the year, but Wolford has been very, very good. down the stretch of the season, but right there they have a little issue. We've seen a couple of those on the LCC side as well. So negative yardage on the first play from scrimmage puts Crestview in a hole, 2nd and 15.
Loss of 5 on that play, and now play action. Penix has to get rid of it, looking for Putnam. That was the closest receiver anyway, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
So Crestview, 3rd and long, not an enviable position. The T-Birds, they're licking their chops right now. Going to bring the house and really challenge Penix to make a great decision. That's what I sense here on 3rd down, Patrick.
So the T-Birds have had their ears pinned back on the last couple of plays, and they brought pressure different times, and you have to think maybe they're going to bring it again. We'll see. Looks like they're spread out pretty wide. They are going to drop back into coverage. It's going to be a screen pass on 3rd and long out to the 15-yard line, 16-yard line, and that is going to be all on that pass play.
They throw it out to the flat, try and let the athlete do what he does. Braxton Leith with the catch, but the LCC defense, nicely done. Great tackle right there to keep Crestview from gaining any appreciable yardage, and Garrett Yinger's going to have to punt it away.
So the night drive only going backwards, and they will punt this one away as Billy Burke waits for this one at the 44-yard line. And Burke gets it at the 49, so that's going to be decent field position for LCC as they start their next drive. Of course, the winner of this contest tonight will take on Macomb, victorious over Eden this week. So if Lima Central Catholic hangs on for the final 9:40, it will be Lima Central Catholic and Macomb in a regional semifinal matchup next week in the state of Ohio. But if Crestview can come from behind, they'll continue the fun story of the 15 seed working their way through the postseason.
You're right, Patrick. That would be a fun story if you're a Crestview fan, but right now, LCC, the second half, they have, I'm not going to say imposed their will, but they have been very solid, and here they come.
Here's Quatman on 1st down, lowering the shoulder, getting the carry insurance 1st down, and then some out to the 37-yard line.
Crestview's had some success running the ball off the right side, but LCC does the same thing right there, going behind Sirkovich and McKee. Quatman with a great run, moves the chains for the T-Birds.
And now you're seeing the runs getting a little longer. That's what tends to happen in these contests when there's a lot of running early on in the contest. You're not getting a lot of yards at first, and then as the fourth quarter picks up, then you start seeing the 3-4 yard runs become 6-7 yard runs, and on we go. Can LCC impose their will here for the final 9 minutes as this play is blown dead? Going to be false start against LCC.
So 5-yard penalty there against the T-Birds will make it 1st and 15. But you're right, Patrick. It's been chunk yardage for the T-Birds here in the second half. Crestview has had a challenge to keep them in check with their running game. And then if you lock into the running game, Carson Parker will make you pay with his arm. So, again, this is where that dual threat that Carson Parker brings to the table. He can run it. Quatman's back there in the backfield with him. He can run it. And then also Parker can throw the ball. We know that for sure. Here we go.
And here's Quatman right up the middle on 1st and long, and no problem picking up the yardage there. A carry insurance 1st down and brought down at the 21-yard line.
Goes off the right side again, and the defensive backfield of Hunter Jones and number 25, Bo Eggleston, involved in the stop, but not until LCC picks up another 1st down sponsored by Carry Insurance.
Quatman very explosive. He got the handoff and took off. Nice gain on that play, and they are just outside the Fat Jack's Pizza red zone. Ball on the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. LCC going to take as much time off as they can. This is going to be Quatman again.
That's 3 runs off the right side. If it ain't broke,
don't fix it. very close to the 15-yard line. At the 15-yard line. And I would imagine you're not going to see a ton of passing on this drive. Really no reason to. If at this point you're kind of in kill clock mode, but you also want to finish off with a touchdown.
Yeah, Crestview's got to stiffen up the defensive line. They've got to try and get off their blocks, shed their blocks, and keep LCC for a minimal gain. But thus far, that has been a challenge they have not been able to conquer on this drive.
They're on 2nd down and 5, and Parker is going to keep it up the middle across the 10 to the 5-yard line, and going to be good for another carry insurance first down.
Yeah, it's pound right now for the T-Birds. And Carson Parker, we're going to send a little speedy Quatman at you, Matt Quatman, and now we're going to bring the big bruiser, if you will, in one Carson Parker. And, boy, just very challenging to any defense, let alone Crestview here late in the fourth quarter.
And LCC winning the battle at the line. You're seeing just, you said imposing their will earlier on, and said that weren't there yet, but I think on this drive, certainly we've really seen that from the Thunderbirds as they try to punch this in. 1st and goal with the ball at the 5-yard line, and Parker is going to keep it and is going to push to the 1-yard line. So almost in, but not quite. Gain of 4 on that play.
Yeah, still working off the right side of that offensive line. Coach Paulding knows where his bread is buttered right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same exact play. Sometimes as coaches we do that. We're like, well, it works, we'll come back to it. Coach Paulding's doing a great job of just saying, hey, it's working, and I'm going to stay with it.
And especially when you're in no rush to score, you can take a couple shots at it. You don't need to get it on the very next play. 2nd down and goal at the 1. And Quatman is going to take it in for a Lodex Jewelry touchdown. That just might salt this one away tonight for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, great drive by the T-Birds right here. Matthew Quatman gets the honor of getting into the end zone on this particular play, and the lead is increased to 15. 2 scores now in order for Crestview to get back to even. But, man, what a drive by the T-Birds to say, hey, we want this one, and you got to stop us, and Crestview was unable to do so.
Washington Plumbing and Heating extra point is forthcoming. And one thing that you can say if you're Crestview is that with the outcome of this extra point, which looks like it is up and good, it is still a 2-possession contest, so time for Crestview to make something happen, but they're going to have to make something happen. Yeah. Score in this one, 37-21 LCC. We're back after this on WOSN. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Lodex Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jeweler for over 70 years. Visit them at 1244 South Shannon Street in Van Wert or online at lodex.com. Lima Central Catholic putting 7 more points on the board, and they have extended to their largest lead of the contest now, 37-21.
Yeah, 16-point lead. That was a 3-minute and 59-second yard drive. I'll get it right one of these times. 3-minute, 59-second drive, 51 yards total, 1-yard carry by Matthew Quatman to finish it off. And again, somewhat of an exclamation point here by the T-Birds, but we'll see if the Knights can respond.
Fielded by Evan Sowers as he is pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And for Crestview, they're going to have to make something happen right now.
They absolutely do. Nice job there by Sowers. A real good tackle by number 21, Lawson Flores. So Crestview's got to pick up the pace with their offense. Obviously, not only the scoreboard, the score being the enemy, but time. 5:37 left in the contest.
Knights have all their timeouts as they start at the 35-yard line. And again, as we've said, if you want to stay in this one, you're going to have to score quickly. Here's Penix with the pass complete across the 45-yard line and pushed all the way back to the 35-yard line. Thank goodness for forward progress. That's going to be a carry insurance first down as Zayden Martin making the catch.
Yeah, Martin does a nice job. The screen pass, the middle screen set up by Crestview, so we see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay. A nice play, a positive yardage for the Knights. But we had a penalty. We had an illegal man downfield for Crestview, and that can happen sometimes with screen passes. It does occur right there. And again, the penalty, the bugaboo for Crestview throughout the season at times, rears its ugly head again. A positive gain is going to turn into a loss of 5 as far as where the first down started. A loss of 5 yards on the play. It's going to be 1st and 15.
I was going to say, I thought I saw a flag fly on the structure replay, and indeed that is what happened. So that's going to wipe out that play, and it'll make it 1st down and 15, ball at the 30 for Crestview. Close snap, but recovered, and the screen is brought in. Eggleston with the catch, but is going to lose 2 yards on the resulting play.
He's going to lose 2 yards, but also very fortunate to maintain possession. Penix threw that high where only Eggleston could get it. Matthew Quatman was right there in the line of flight, unable to come up with it, but that could have been a pick 6. We've seen that once tonight with Crestview having the honors. Quatman, if that ball would have been a little bit lower, he might have done the same thing. But, again, a nice connection between Penix and Eggleston, but they didn't gain any yardage on the play.
So Quatman thinking turnabout is fair play and almost had a pick 6 going the T-Birds' way. Now 2nd down and 17. Another low snap. Penix in trouble. Uncorks this one. Looking long and incomplete. Hunter Jones, the intended target. He was the young man who came up with the pick 6 earlier for Crestview.
Yeah, Hunter Jones, the receiver. Billy Burke, the defensive player. He's with him stride for stride. Ball falls incomplete. Makes it 3rd and long.
So getting squared back away in this one is, you have to wonder if this is a scenario where Crestview will most likely go for it on 4th down. Getting it obviously would give, or not getting it would give LCC the ball deep in their own territory. But at this point, you might just have to do that, as that pass falls incomplete. Looking for Eggleston on the other side, and we'll see what they do decide to do here on 4th down and about 17.
Yeah, I think you got to keep your offense on the field in this situation, Patrick. Even though it's long, you got to give yourself a chance, and the only way you're going to give yourself a chance is to go for it. Again, not a play that you have sitting right there in the playbook, 4th and 17, but you got to give your best effort. The LCC defense has been tremendous on this particular series and throughout the second half as a whole.
Metzger Financial Services timeout as Lima Central Catholic wants to talk this one over. Going to 4:16 remaining here in the 4th quarter. LCC with a 37-21 lead. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Tonight's Red Zone sponsor is Fat Jack's Pizza. Get the Fat Jack's Pizza before or after the game and enjoy their delicious pizza, fun games, and ice-cold drinks. 4th down coming up here for the Crestview Knights in the what is essentially the game for Crestview. Even if they get this, they've still got quite the uphill climb, and time is becoming a factor. But if they turn the ball over on downs, it's pretty much LCC's game at this point.
Yeah, it's a do-or-die play for the Knight offense, and definitely see how they roll out here. Penix looks down the field.
Pass is incomplete. Was looking for Martin, but Martin wasn't looking for the ball, it doesn't look like. And that'll be a turnover on downs as the T-Birds will get the ball back with 4:13 remaining in this one. And you have to think at this point that is going to be enough for Lima Central Catholic to advance in this round.
Great defensive stand right there by the LCC T-Birds. Crestview unable to come up with any positive yardage on that drive with the penalty occurring on 1st down. So the T-Birds now, even though I have a lot of trust in Carson Parker making great decisions, I don't think we're going to see the ball leave his hand as far as a throwing motion. It's going to be either him running the ball or number 4, Matthew Quatman, pushing it forward for the T-Birds.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a lot of passes here for the final 4:13 of this one. Parker with the snap and is going to get pushed back a little bit, but LCC, all you're after at this point is just bleeding the clock. You're not even really caring if you get points on this one. You just want to melt the clock as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, and Crestview does have all 3 timeouts left, but you've got to use them wisely. I think you got to let it run right now, but if you get a stop here on 2nd down, you might go ahead and take one on 3rd down and 4th down, because I see LCC doing nothing but going for it if they are in a 4th down situation. Make Crestview burn those TOs.
3 wide receivers to the right here on 2nd down and 8. Quatman's in the backfield along with Parker. And Parker will hand it off to Quatman, who finds a nice seam and will take it to put the icing on the cake in this one. A Laudex Jewelry touchdown for LCC. 43-21 T-Birds.
Again, LCC has pounded the right side of their offensive line, the left side of the Crestview defense here in the second half. They do so again right there, and Matthew Quatman takes it to the house, putting this one out of reach. A great run by Matthew Quatman, and a 22-point lead now for the T-Birds.
So the Washam Plumbing and Heating extra point is coming up as LCC has pulled away here in the final quarter and a half of this one. It was 23-21 at one point, and LCC has dominated since that time. The Washam extra point is up, and it is good. 44-21. Lima Central Catholic on their way to the next round. High school football action here on WOSN. Tonight's instant replay is sponsored by Structure Outdoor Ohio by Alts. Let Structure Outdoor Ohio bring your indoors out. LCC on their way. Going to play Macomb in the next round, and a fascinating thing to see about Macomb's record. They have 2 losses in on the season, and none of their games have been particularly close. They've won by a bunch or they've lost by a bunch. So maybe a little foreshadowing in this one, which as an LCC fan, you can take that however you want to take it.
Yeah. Crestview played Macomb in week number 2. Bryson Penix was hurt on the second play from the line of scrimmage. Offensively for Crestview, did not come back in that game, and that was a lopsided victory then for Macomb as well. Obviously, Crestview would have liked the opportunity to play them again, but not to be. The T-Birds with 21 unanswered points here in the second half, 3rd quarter and 4th quarter, and they have put an exclamation mark on this game with that last touchdown by Matthew Quatman. A game overall that was closer than what the final score is going to indicate, Patrick, but
yes.
Boy, the T-Birds, they have done it with Carson Parker, Billy Burke, and Matthew Quatman, and then their entire defense has really stepped up and played very, very tough football here in the second half especially.
Braxton Leith for a run of Merle really back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And, Crestview came into this game, and again with the expansion of the playoffs, ordinarily Crestview would have been a team that would not have had any chance of making the postseason, but because of the expansion, they come in as the 15th seed and actually pull off the win against Calvert. So, the Knights making a really good case that maybe expanding it to 16 teams. I know there's a lot of different opinions out there, and certainly validity on both sides of it from what many people can see. But when you have the teams, particularly in this region, your 13 seeds, your 14, your 15 seeds, all coming away with round 1 victories, it gives some more credence to the idea of expanding the postseason as Penix runs here on 2nd down, out across the 40, pushed out of bounds at the 41.
Well, Division 7, Region 26 was a really tough division this year. You know, it ebbs and flows. Sometimes you can look at the top 16 getting in and you can say, well, if you got in, great. If you didn't deserve to. There were 2 or 3 teams with winning records in Region 26 this year, Division 7, that did not get in.
Yep.
So that speaks to the validity of 16 teams getting in. And then, as you said, 13, 14, and 15 won. But That's not always the case. It ebbs and flows, and you just got to make reads on that. And as you said, the debate can go on and on. The Coaches Association didn't want 16 teams. They wanted 12, the football coaches. OHSAA decided to go with 16. I think overall it's a good thing. Let's go ahead and get them in there. And, it's the only sport where not every team gets in, and they have to make that decision. I like the 16-team field. And, Division 7, Region 26, they have fared well with the 16 teams in this year.
Penix with a completion to Ren Sheets for the carry insurance first down, and now a handoff to Martin on the next first down, and lowering the shoulder and the boom there at the 44-yard line. Good for another carry insurance first down.
Zayden Martin again, a running back in the present, and also he'll be back next year for this Crestview football team. Has really improved as the season has progressed. One of, if not the most improved player for Crestview this season. Nice run right there.
Hand off to Martin on first down again, and Martin with some space here as he is pushed across the 30 down at the 28-yard line. Another carry insurance first down.
And again, this T-Bird defense, they still have their first string out there. If you see number 1 out there, you definitely know they have their first string out there. So Crestview able to get some chunk yardage here with under 2 minutes left to play.
Penix back to pass, and the pass is complete. There at first down, another carry insurance first down. Kellen Putnam bringing that in and putting them into the Fat Jack's Pizza red zone.
Yeah, we see it on the Ultimate Outdoor replay, instant replay. Kellen Putnam with the catch. Nice tackle there by Billy Burke. LCC in the prevent defense. If the game's close, I remember back in the 90s we used to say the prevent defense prevents you from winning. There goes Penix.
Penix takes it in for a Lonnox Jewelry touchdown. Able to put some more points on the board for Crestview.
Nice drive by the Knights. Just going to be too little, too late. And again, the T-Birds in the prevent defense right there, just trying to have the clock get chewed up a little bit. But a little bit more yardage occurred than maybe Coach Poldy would like when he looks at the film. But overall, they're going to focus on the first half and the third quarter and the first half of this fourth quarter as they continue to look to improve as they advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you would probably have liked 44-21, but, 44-28 is okay. Washington Plumbing and Heating, extra point is up, and it is good. Just a few seconds remaining in this one, 1-11 LCC. Moving on, they're up. More high school football action coming up on WOSN. Tonight's Extra Point sponsor is Washam Plumbing and Heating, providing residents and businesses of Lima, as well as the surrounding communities with plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services. Lima Central Catholic on their way. They lead 44-28 over Crestview. The Knights putting together a touchdown drive to close the gap, a 2-possession game. But a lot of factors working against them. Feeling like LCC's got this one wrapped up, although we imagine the onside kick is forthcoming.
Onside kick, LCC has the hands team in there. Again, with Quatman and Parker on the front line. Falke on the front line. Here it comes.
And there it is, and indeed it is the short-handed quarterback, Carson Parker, who brings this one in at the 48, and that should do it. I was considering breaking into my story because as longtime viewers of the station know, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. And once upon a time, the Browns, and the Browns had a 21-7 lead on the Bears with a minute left in the game.
Don't tell me.
Bears came back to win that game in overtime.
Gosh darn it.
Yep. It was a lot of fun to watch. Not for my friends who are Browns fans, but for the year, that was like one of the few winning seasons that we had in that particular decade. But yeah,
I float around. I was a Bears fan. I'm an '85 Bears fan, Walter Payton fan.
Okay.
Yep, I've got the Clark Griswold corduroy Chicago Bears hat.
Oh, nice.
Getting ready to break it out as we get close to the Christmas season.
There you go.
Here.
Yes.
But yes, 85 Bears. It was fun watching that team be put together. they had a great defense all along, and then you had Walter Payton on offense and not much to go with him. And then Jim McMahon comes in, Walter Perry. Again, it was just great watching. I love watching teams get better and grow, and that's what we've seen out of Crestview this year. They've grown. They're going to end up 7-5 under first-year head coach Cole Harding. And the T-Birds, love watching them as well because they're showing the experience of playoff football. You know, they only have 4 seniors on their roster, 2 that get appreciable playing time. This team's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year. Yeah, you've got to replace Carson Parker and Billy Burke, but, man, Coach Paldy's got a multitude of great players coming back. He's got a great future to look forward to, but right now they don't care about the future. They're living in the present.
And, you know, they always seem to be able to do that over the 10 seasons that Scott Palty's been there at LCC. They've always been able to find that guy, it seems like, at quarterback and have those players available to make these terrific runs. And I see a handoff here on second down. That's going to be good for a carry insurance first down coming off the Metzger Financial Services timeout as we take a look at it again. And, you know, I don't know exactly what the plans are or what all that looks like, but there's another Parker, Brady Parker, sitting there on the sideline who might be ready or might be the guy in the discussion next year to take over a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a competition at that position, but you're right. Brady Parker might be the QB in waiting as the T-Birds go into victory formation.
So they'll knee it down, and that will be the last play of this one as Lima Central Catholic moves on. They will take on Macomb in the regional semifinal. The final here tonight, LCC with a 44-28 victory over Crestview. We will step away for a quick timeout, and we will come back with the Stolly Hustle Award winner when we come back on WOSN. Welcome back to Lima Stadium as we present our Stolly Hustle Award winner tonight. Check out highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WOSN YouTube page. Lima Central Catholic with the 44-28 victory tonight over Crestview. And our Stolly Hustle Award winner, Matthew Quatman, a big reason why the T-Birds are walking away winners tonight.
Absolutely. Number 4 for the T-Birds, Matthew Quatman, the 5'11", 175-pound junior. When we talked about our keys to the game before the contest, we said one of them for LCC was Parker, Burke, and Associates. Well, maybe we should have said the law firm of Parker, Burke, and Quatman because Matthew Quatman was outstanding. Unofficially, from our stat man tonight, Steve Holden, we had him for 15 carries right at 100 yards. Only one catch, but that catch was for 50 yards. So a lot of offense coming from Matthew Quatman tonight. He was the guy. Crestview was focused on Billy Burke. They had eyes on Carson Parker all night long, but Matthew Quatman, he made himself available, and he made the Knights pay.
That is our Stolly Hustle Award winner, Matthew Quatman, with a big game. Of course, a lot of terrific performances by a lot of the LCC Thunderbirds, and they get to move on. Regional semifinal matchup against Macomb next week. Should be a great matchup between the T-Birds and the Panthers.
It will be a great matchup. 2 high-profile programs that have experienced a lot of success over the last few years, great tradition, and we wish both teams, because they're both in our viewing area a little bit, but the T-Birds, again, they had a great game tonight. It's going to be a great one between those 2 schools.
And 2 great coaches as well, Scott Palty and Chris Alge. Of course, you'll always love to see those guys with success. And Cole Harding having a terrific first season as the Crestview Knights head coach.
Yeah, it was a great game plan tonight. Crestview had things at halftime, 16-14. It was a slobber knocker, but the T-Birds, they came out, and as we made the statement, they imposed their will the second half, Patrick, and they came away with the victory, hard-fought victory, but they got it done. They earned it. They advanced. Here we go, round 3 next week.
And we look forward to bringing you those matchups here on WOSN. That's going to wrap up our coverage for tonight. Want to thank our tremendous crew, Wayne Getz, Jennifer Beck, Derek Henry, Kelsey Beimer, for bringing you the sound and the video for this one, as we wish you a pleasant evening. For Dave Bowen and our entire WOSN staff, I'm Patrick Hamler saying so long, everyone, from Lima Stadium.